So 10.7 is a bit hard, so just bear with me as we go through this. So it says find the area of each of the following and leave your answers in terms of pi. So right here it's saying triangle AOB, which is right here. And we do know, I'm going to just kind of redraw this on a sticky so that you can get a better visual. I'm going to look at that picture, but I'm going to put this over it so I have some room. So I have this triangle that I know this is 7, and I know that this is 60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that in half. So I'm going to have a triangle that I know that this is 7. This is now 30. This is 90, and this is 60. So remember that in order to find a triangle, it's going to be the base times the height divided by 2. So this is equal to 2n. This is equal to n, and this is equal to n rad 3. So n is going to be 7 equals 2n, which if you divide by 2 and divide by 2, you'll get n equals 3.5. All right, so I now know that this side is 3.5, and this side is 3.5 rad 3. Okay, so that's my triangle. And I'm going to go ahead and take my base, which if I knew that the base was cut in half and this was 3.5, then I know that my whole base, the base is going to be equal to 7. And then my height is equal to 3.5 rad 3. So I'm going to multiply those two together. Let me turn my calculator on. 7 times 3.5 rad 3. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to end up with 42.43. But remember, I have to divide it by 2 because that's a triangle. So divided by 2, and I end up with about 21.21. I'm just going to round to the nearest whole, and I'll say 21. Don't forget, guys, you can also use the sign one that we learned where this is 7. This would be 7. So you would do 7 times 7 times sine of 60, all divided by 2, which is a little bit easier sometimes if you know both of your sides, right? So 49, because 7 times 7 is 49, times sine 60, close my parentheses, hit enter, and now I'll take that and I'll divide it by 2, and I'll end up with 21.21. See, the same answer, but 21 right here. Okay, then number 4, find the area of the shaded segment. Okay, well, to find the area of the shaded segment, I need to find the area of this whole section first, right? So I'm going to do 360. Not 360. I'm going to do 60 over 360. So 60 over 360. And this is basically, think of this as a slice of pizza. All right, so 60 over 360, and then I'm going to times it by the area of my circle. Well, my radius is 7, so my area is going to be 49 pi. All right, so let's do that on our calculator. So 60 over 360, toggle over, times 49, and I'll end up with about 8.16 pi. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is I'm actually going to subtract the 2. I'm going to go ahead and take this number, 21, right? And I'm going to subtract it. So my whole sector minus my triangle, and that will leave that little shaded region left. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and put 8.16 times pi. So times 3 0.14, and I will get about 25.64. And now I'm going to subtract that 21, so minus 21, and my answer is going to be about 4.64. All right, so little recap here. I found the area of this sector, right? Or this whole section, slice of pizza. And then I had already found the area of that triangle. So I went ahead and subtracted the two, and I got this shaded region right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look here. It says triangle RPS is what they want me to find the measure of. So RPS, well, if I know that the whole diameter is 1, then I know that this piece is 0.5, and I know this piece is 0.5. So I'm going to use that finding the area using sine again. So I'm going to do 0.5 times 0.5 times sine of 90, all divided by 2. So 0.5 times 0.5, which would be 0.25, times sine of 90, close my parentheses, hit enter, and then divide it by 2. And that is going to be about 0.125. So that's the area of the triangle. Okay. Then it says find the area of the shaded segment. So this is more of what we were doing before. We're going to find the area of this whole section, or this sector, the slice of pizza, and then we're going to subtract the area of the cone. Okay. And this time, I'm just going to let you guys leave it as a subtraction problem if you'd like. So let's find the area of the sector. We're going to do 90 over 360 times if our diameter is 1, then our radius is 0.5, and that squared is going to be 0.25 pi. So let's go ahead and do 0.25 times 90 over 360. And then I'll toggle over and hit, and I'll get about 1/16. So that's going to be 1 over 16 pi. All right, and I knew that my triangle was 0.125, so I'm going to do 1 over 16 pi minus 0.125. And that would be my answer. This time I'm just leaving it as a subtraction problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the area of my sector here. And remember, we're not having to find a segment or anything like that, so it should be a little bit easier. We're going to go ahead and we are going to do 36 over 360, and we're going to multiply it by the area of our circle. Well, our radius is 6, so our area is going to be 6 squared times pi. So 36 pi. And then we're just going to multiply those by each other. So 36 over 360 times 36. And we end up with about 18 over 5. And then don't forget to tag that pi on at the end. All right, 18 over 5 pi. And that's your answer. And then moving on to number 12. Well, this one's a little bit different because it's 90 and 45. So we're going to add those two together. 90 plus 45. We're going to get 135 over 360. And we're going to multiply it by our area of the circle, which if our radius is 2, then our area would be 4 pi. So now let's do 135 over 360, toggle over, times 4. And that's going to be 3 over 2. And then we just tag our pi on at the end. Okay, and then let's move over here. Well, this is half of a circle, right? So we know that a whole half of a circle is equal to 180. And they're using 120 of that. So we would have 60 left over for the shaded region. So 60 over 360. And then if it's showing us our diameter, which is 12, so our radius would be 6, so we're going to have 36 pi as our area of the circle, and then we're just going to multiply. So 60 over 360 times 36, and we'll get 6. And remember, you want to tack that pi on at the end. Okay, so this one. Well, if this is 60, then we just, based on that last problem, we know this is 120. So we're going to do 120 over 360 times the area of our circle, which is going to be, our radius is 5, so 25 pi. And we will do 120 over 360, toggle over, times 25, and we'll have it equals 25 over 3 pi as our answer. Okay, we're back to those tricky ones again. So we needed to find the area of this little segment. So the first thing we're going to do is find the area of the triangle. So area of triangle. And I'm just going to use it with sign. So I'm going to do 3 times 3 times sine of 90 all over 2. So 9, 3 times 3 is 9, times sine of 90, close my parentheses, hit enter, and then divide it by 2, and I'll get 9 over 2, or 4.5. Okay, so now I need to find the area of that sector. So here's the area of my triangle. So area of sector, which means I see that that's 90. So I'm going to do 90 over 360, and I'm going to multiply it by the area of our circle, which if my radius is 3, then the area of my circle is 9 pi. So let's do 90 over 360 times 9, and that's going to be 9 over 4 pi. So now we're going to subtract the 2. We're going to do 4.5 minus 9 over 4 pi. Let's do, okay, so we'll do 4.5 minus 9 over 4. And then I will put, I'll toggle over and then put my pi symbol in. And then I will hit enter. I think it should not be negative. Oh, it's because I did it the wrong way. You're supposed to do the area of your sector minus your triangle. Sorry, flip-flop that. And your answer will be about 2.6. Notice I didn't leave it as a subtraction sign this time. I just went ahead and solved it. All right, so let's do that again. Let's find the area of our sector this time. So we'll start with the area of the sector. If this is 60, I need to find the area of this piece. So that would be 120, right? Because that's half of the circle over 360 times, well, my diameter is 8. So my radius then is going to be 4, which squared is 16. So my sector, the area of my sector is going to be 120 over 360 times 16 pi. And 120 over 360 times 16. And I'll just put pi in it this time. So shift pi, and then we'll hit enter. And that's going to be about 16.76. 16.76. Okay, so this is my sector. Now we're going to find the area of the triangle. So, well, again, I'm going to use sine. So I know that my radius is 4, so it's going to be 4 times that angle measure. So sine of 120, all divided by 2. So let's just do 16 times sine of 120, close my parentheses, enter, divided by 2, enter, and I'll get about 6.93. So 6.93. And I will subtract those two. So 16.76 minus 6.93. And I'll get about 9.8. 9.8 as my answer. All right, guys, I hope that helps some. And please come to office hours if you have questions or reach out via email, and I'm happy to help. Okay, bye.